What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Do Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifata Malafanu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Let's try that again. All right. Well, greetings and salutations, everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. And yes, now you can hear me. So we've got a little bit of stuff to go over today. Tomorrow, just so you guys know, we do have the full breakdown of this weekend's matchup with the Tennessee Titans. And hey, yes, we're all aware there may be a little bit of news between Detroit and Tennessee. Pending rumors, you've got different people reporting that Tennessee Titans are in a complete sell-off. I think we get that after some of the trades that went down yesterday. And yes, it is being reported that the Detroit Lions and Tennessee Titans are talking about Harold Landry III potentially becoming a Detroit Lion. So my question is, do the Tennessee Titans do this guy a solid and just go ahead and fly on over to Detroit for the game and just say, hey, just walk over to your new team? I don't know. I don't have anything confirmed on that. It is being speculated by a lot of different outlets that apparently the 49ers, the Commanders, and yes, the Detroit Lions are trying to acquire the star linebacker / pass rush specialist defensive end. My only question is sort of like we talked about with Max Crosby, is he a little light for the Detroit Lions? He's another guy that's, I want to say, 250-ish or something around there. So could he be your Sam backer and then also on passing downs, get after the quarterback? Absolutely. Also, we're going to talk about, as you can see, I didn't have time last night to get an update to you guys. I had to work until whatever it was, like 6, came home for about 5 minutes, got something quick to eat, and then head over to preseason basketball conditioning. As hey, we're only like 3 weeks away from that season kicking off for my team. So, all right, with all that, let's get into this. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push for 80 or 90. What are we pushing for? 9,800 subs. We're 15 away. And then obviously the drive to 10,000 is only 200 away at that point. So if you can help out, that would be great. Also, if you would, it takes a half second of time. Be kind. Reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, that like button. Try to get each video to 200 to 300 or 400 or whatever amount of likes we can get. So if you can help out, that would be great and much appreciated. Last but not least, in case you were unaware, outside of being some really proactive Mountain Dew drinking guy on YouTube, I am also a coach and a realtor. So if you are looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the great state of Michigan or anywhere in the continental United States, to be fair, give me a call or shoot me a text. You see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. All right, with all those formalities out of the way, let's go ahead and get on over into the first segment of the day. And as you guys know, that is the one and only 5 Headlines Now. I always like that music to help wake us up in the morning, get us ready, do crew ready for all this kind of stuff. So, all right, Goff, Ben Johnson, quote, ducking race, Sports Illustrated, story by Christian Barr. So, as we know, Jared Goff is crazy legs Goff this season. He is racking up rushing yards at a historic pace, unbeknownst and unseen to anybody quite before. Goff is out there rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling, sometimes falling down on his face as he's trying to gain extra yards. This has led, apparently, Ben Johnson to challenge Jared Goff to a race in the 40-yard dash. As of this point, both men are saying that the race is pending. There is no date or time, but I do hope, I sure do hope, Lions media is all over this and broadcasts it to all would-be watching fans. because, yes, who would win the race on the 40-yard dash? Would it be Ben Johnson or Crazy Legs Goff? You're going to have to wait and see, but apparently they really are scheduling this thing to happen. All right, Dan Campbell says Emmanuel Mosley will be returning to action. USA Today story by Jeff Risdon. Jeff Risdon is on the scene. And yes, yesterday's press conference, Dan Campbell was asked about Emmanuel Mosley. There's been a lot of speculation, or at least maybe not a lot, but there's been some speculation the last week or so that the Lions could try to acquire another cornerback. But the Lions said, not so fast. Emmanuel Mosley is apparently closer than expected. Now, remember, he didn't undergo surgery for his torn pec, so that led to a lot of speculation, a lot of different doctors, people with more intimate information on the scene on how this would work. What I was told is if he got surgery, he would probably be back in December, sort of like, with Gardner Johnson last year. But since he didn't have surgery, that was probably a tell what the medical staff thought about the injury and how he could rehab through it. It does appear that next month he'll be back on the field. The growing speculation after the injury happened and once word that he didn't have surgery came out, a lot of people were speculating like right around Thanksgiving. But there does appear to be some evidence that it could be a slightly sooner, so maybe the second or third week of November. Either way, Emmanuel Mosley is one step closer to being back with the Lions, and that's probably a good thought because he does add a lot of depth, a lot of veteran awareness, and let's not forget, when he played for the 49ers, he was a pretty good corner. Can this guy stay on the field more than 2 or 3 snaps without falling down and breaking something? We're going to have to wait and see, but it does appear that Iman might be back sooner versus later. We mentioned this a little bit at the start of the show. Harold Landry, a possible trade pickup for the Detroit Lions. Fox Sports was on this. My brother Tim also sent me some stuff about it, about a half hour ago or something like that. So, in a nutshell, are the Tennessee Titans in sell mode? It does appear so. I mean, you think about it, they've just got rid of 2 players in less than 4 hours from their team, and you do know that other teams are trying to acquire players. I'm going to ask you guys in the Do Crew, do you want this guy? Would you take this guy as a part of the Detroit Lions? If you do, in what role or capacity, I guess? If we get him, we get him. I don't think anybody's going to be crying if we get him because he is a pretty good player. Just what do you think you give up to acquire him, and how do you fit him in with this lineup? All right, let's go over to this. Week 8. The Lions Week 8 Wednesday injury report, Sports Illustrated. And let me go ahead and pull this up. Hold on. Let me find it. Man, I got it up here somewhere. Okay, so for those unaware, yesterday, Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, and Graham Glasgow all were out. Now, before you have a panic attack and, spill your morning Mountain Dew, don't worry about it. It was a veterans rest day. So all 3 of them were just put on the sidelines and singing Kumbaya while probably playing old school Tecmo football while watching everybody else get out there and work. But all 3 are believed to be good. No issues, no injuries. Just, again, a veterans rest day. Offensive lineman Kevin Zettler was back at practice after missing Sunday's game. Joshua Pascal, who we all get wet out for multiple different plays during the Minnesota Vikings game, was banged up, and we all get it, but was out yesterday, not because of injury, because of an illness. If you guys do remember, we've had a couple different Lions players out in recent weeks. The last one before this would have been Brian Branch with the illness. You did have Terrion Arnold back a few weeks ago with an illness, so it does seem like there is some sort of maybe flu or whatever going through the Lions team. Hopefully they keep it contained, and yes, keep Pascal away until he is not infectious to others. Running back David Montgomery was dropping elbows out on the football field as he is back and not showing any kind of ill effects from the knee contusion he suffered against the Vikings. Already talked about Emmanuel Mosley, so we're good there, and that's really it from the injury front from the Detroit Lions. Other than those couple, Lions seem like they're in pretty good spots here. All right, last of the 5 headlines now. Tennessee Titans versus the Detroit Lions. Scouting report. Score prediction, betting info, story by Nick Suss, and this is from the Nashville, Tennessee, and this is why I brought this up today. We'll have more stuff, Dan O'Damas and all that kind of stuff tomorrow, but I figured I'd at least give you guys something before we get into the main topic of the day, the update on Jameson Williams. And again, I try to, as much as possible, bring in stuff from other teams from time to time, just so we're not all seeing the same stuff from the same reporters and getting kind of a narrow perspective. Tennessee Titans offense versus Detroit Lions defense. Will someone make any plays? I'm going to just summarize this. And they do say that, hey, Mason Rudolph, if he is the starting quarterback, has not played great so far. Will Levis, it's still uncertain if he's going to be able to start for him or not. But anybody who's probably watched him play this season, I don't really know if there's a huge advantage for Tennessee one way or the other. The reporter kind of goes in and talks about this quite a bit. It does say the Detroit Lions aren't going to be without Aiden Hutchinson. Everybody's going to mention that. I get that. But I do also think if you want to just try to mix up your coverages, your blitzes, etc., this is a pretty ideal team to do it against. DeAndre Hopkins wasn't doing a ton for Tennessee. Is that because Will Levis can't identify who's a DB and who's a wide receiver and throws the other teams the balls at a religious rate? Probably a lot of truth to that, but Hopkins is probably also thankful to be out of town. Receiver Calvin Ridley can't get into a rhythm. Some of that, I'm guessing, is his quarterback situation. That's just me speculating there. So I do think it's a big advantage for Detroit. Detroit wants to keep manufacturing pressure versus just relying on the front four to get there. This is, I think, going to be a fun game we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but I think it's going to be a fun game for Aaron Glenn to mess around with some things, try to get some things out. Personally, myself, I'm hoping Trevor Nowatzki has like 80 sacks in the first 10 minutes of the game, or maybe the entire defensive line goes off for 5 sacks. But whatever it is, I'm salivating at the idea of watching our defense against this offense. All right, Titans defense versus the Detroit Lions offense. How good is this secondary actually? And just to kind of summarize, he thinks if you're somebody who likes to do drinking contests, whether it be Mountain Dew or something else, you may want to have your shot glasses ready, because he is suggesting that you may want to do a shot for every touchdown Detroit scores. So if you are so inclined, he thinks there's a severe advantage for Detroit in this regards. Detroit's offense is probably going to face a Titans defense, which is one of the better defenses in the league. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he just thinks the Tennessee reporter thinks it's going to be a tough matchup for them. He just doesn't feel they can generate nearly enough pressure to slow down Goff, who's on an MVP type of start to the season. The Lions offense, at least as of right now, and we'll talk about it in the main topic today, does appear that it'll be at full strength, not anybody missing. So go from there. Lions versus Titans betting line. The Lions are an 11-point favorite. Now, you guys know more about that than I do. You can also bet the Lions money line at minus 650. I have no idea what that means. And Titans money line at plus 450. Again, no ideas what that means. Over under on total points is 45.5. I'm guessing that means the Lions might score 45.5 points. So, I'll leave that stuff to you guys. Tennessee predictions. Offensive player of the game, they're saying for them, should be Tyler Boyd. He's got the best opportunity to do something against the Lions. The Titans defensive player of the game, Kenneth Murray second. I don't know who he is, but apparently, yes, they're expecting him to try to lock down Gibbs, Monty, etc. Sleeper Titan of the game, Lloyd Cushenberry III. I like the name. I don't know much else about him, but Lloyd Cushenberry III, you may want to go ahead and Google him. I got nothing. Score prediction from behind enemy lines, Lions 31, Titans 13. Go with that. And hey, let's hope we can keep the Titans to just 13 or less. That would be great for our defensive stats. All right, now with all that out of the way, yes, again, I had a busy day yesterday, so I couldn't get back to you guys, but let's get into the main topic of the day. All right, so we've all been talking about it for a few days now. Jameson Williams, I gave you guys an update, the Adderall, etc. So here's what it all comes down to, not to bore you guys to death with all this. Jameson Williams has an opportunity to contest this result. He did hear MCDC. You see it in the thumbnail. He does talk about it that, hey, sometimes you got to, pay for your sins, etc. He does go on to say, this team, and I'm paraphrasing here, it's not a direct quote, but this team, they understood that Jameson Williams, coming out of college, was going to get a lot of flack from different people, fans or whoever, because they were drafting him that high. They traded up from whatever it was, 30 to number 12 to draft this kid. They thought he had an immense amount of talent. I think most people watching his senior year in college would agree. He might have been the best receiver in all of football. But you're taking somebody with a torn ACL, bringing them in, and knowing that they're basically not doing anything their freshman year or rookie year in the NFL. So year 2, he gets hit with a gambling suspension. And again, kind of paraphrasing MCDC, wasn't great, but you know what? The team said they could see him maturing, see him developing. Now, the NFL came through and said, hey, instead of 6 games, it's 4 games. We're just going to put you back in active status because our own policy team has reviewed these rules that you and I think there was 2 other players that were suspended for. And they said, yeah, we're going to change that. It's now legal. So the NFL admitted that it shouldn't have been a violation. It is what it is. Now this week we get the report from Eric Woodyard of ESPN, among other outlets, who says, hey, Jameson Williams is suspended for 2 games. And then, hey, hours later, check your watch. Well, not so fast. He's not actually suspended. So this causes everybody to go, what the heck is going on here? Jameson Williams and MCDC, among other people, are a little restricted what they can say. So I get that. But we do get from Justin Rogers, among other outlets, that Jameson Williams will practice today. He practiced yesterday. He was informed of a positive test this week and is still weighing whether to accept that result and a 2-game ban or appeal. The appeals window is limited. If, in my perception of the NFL documents is correct, he has 5 days. Okay, so we all get that. Everybody's all over this thing. So what I got yesterday, and hours after I got off the air, but again, guys, I only got so much time in the day, and I can't always get to the mic, man. So here's what I got. Williams has had people from the NFLPA meet with him, or virtual tour, not like they flew in here or he flew there, but met with him, and they're weighing the options what to do. There is a real possibility that he will appeal this result, and it could be reduced to 1 game. That's where I guess everything's at right now as of, whatever it was, 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday. Jameson Williams also knows by appealing it, there is a possibility, and I don't know the full details, nobody ever will, that this thing will just be totally squashed. If it's like reported, like I had yesterday, with it being Adderall and such, and he has documentation, this is allegedly what the NFLPA told him, if he does have documentation, and he's been on it for a certain amount of time, prior to the test result, 1, he should be in the clear. If he's been on this thing for years and years and years, or whatever, I don't know the time frame, but let's just assume he's been on it for a year or more while under a doctor's care and physician's approval. When he got hit with a positive result, he should be in the clear. Now, if it's been a shorter amount of time, that's where I guess the window has really come down to, and why the NFL just didn't immediately drop the suspension hammer down on him. So, with all that being said, Williams and the team are reviewing all the options. MCDC, as you said, you got to pay for your sins. In the thumbnail, he does go on and say, I can tell you what, I trust the kid, I trust him, and unfortunately, you got to pay for your sins. Campbell said, and if something happens and this comes down, so be it. I know this. We dangled a rope down to on the way up. You can't wait for anybody. And over a year ago, he started climbing his way up the rope to us, and maybe he lost his grip, but he'll climb back up again. That rope's still there. It's tied to us, and he'll be just fine. But he's a part of this team, and I trust him. That's a direct quote from MCDC himself, Dan Campbell. So I think we all get it. And I'm not Dan Campbell. I can't speak for him, but it does sound like Dan Campbell doesn't really think this is a Jameson Williams issue. Like, this kid's high risk. This kid's, a bad seed. We got to keep eyes on him at all time. I don't get that impression at all. I think Dan Campbell does look at it as Jameson Williams, something happened here. Whether it's Adderall, whether it's, he just drank too much Mountain Dew the day of the test, I don't know. But here's what we can say. It doesn't seem like it's an alarming situation for MCDC nor the team. Team players haven't given anything out on it. They haven't spoken about it, and nor should they, because you know what? Until this thing is settled, you shouldn't go one way or the other. Here's what I got. This is my opinion, my editorial opinion here. Jameson Williams is probably going to appeal this thing, unless the NFLPA comes out today and just tells him, nah, you've got no case here. You need to just sit the 2 games out, or whatever it is. Because again, we need to keep in mind the suspension suggestion is coming from Eric Woodyard, a longtime beat reporter for the Detroit Lions. We can also get that Eric Woodyard has got a source who's given this information. Could the source be wrong? Absolutely. Could it be a 4-game, 29-game, 10-year suspension, 15-minute suspension? It could be all that. My mom could be the source for all I know. And no, she hasn't given me any inside information either. But what I can say is right now it's all a guessing game. My assumption is this thing will be appealed, and then it just comes down to how long the appeals process takes. It could be that Jameson Williams and the NFL or NFLPA looks at this thing and says, yes, appeal it. Now, when will the appeal process be heard? I think that's probably the more interesting question, because if you appeal it, it's probably going to be a couple weeks. it could be the Lions talk to him, along with it would be members of the front office at that point. It would be Chris Spielman. It would probably be Sheila Hamp. It probably would be Brad Holmes. And hey, all right, fine, you can play this game and then appeal it. It's going to take 3 weeks for you to appeal it. And you know what? That means you're available for Green Bay and Houston. Beyond that, you're going to have to wait and see where the NFL decides to sit you down. So we're all going to be waiting on this. Yes, I think it is Adderall. Yes, I do believe what I heard in regards to that. And yes, based on yesterday's video, got so many dang comments. A lot of people, you could see this is a lightning rod topic for a lot of people because I was not aware. I don't take Adderall. I don't know jack about it. But I can tell you this, it was clearly a lightning rod topic for the vast majority of people who watched yesterday's video. They had intimate information on how Adderall affects them, how it helps them get through the day. A couple of people pointed out that during the preseason, they were convinced Jameson Williams was on it. Because if you guys remember, there was one time he caught a pass in the end zone, ran out of the end zone, and vomited. And because of that, I can't give out all the details because I don't remember them all. There's just too many comments yesterday. But that, plus other things Jameson Williams does, a lot of people were convinced, yes, he probably has it for some different reasons, medically approved. And it's to take him off it. A lot of people gave their personal information that if you take me off this, how I now react, how I now am emotionally compromised, or I guess I didn't realize it could affect people with seizures and things like that. It's beyond my pay grade to know that, so I'm not even going to try to speculate on that stuff. But it does appear that Jameson Williams, if he is on this, is doing it for a multitude of reasons, and that's why I think you haven't directly already in the last 72 hours heard the NFL chime up about this, because if this is all holding water, they're in a bad spot. I know I talked about it yesterday, so I'm not going to drag on with that. All right, guys, I've probably gone on way too long on this particular topic, but it does seem to be a sensitive one. If you are somebody who is on Adderall and has more detailed information on how it can potentially physically and emotionally affect you, let us know in the comment section if you feel open to it. I'm not going to have anybody talk who isn't okay with it, but hey, this should be a no judgment zone or a support area. Detroit Lions are clearly supporting, along with MCDC, of Jameson Williams and this situation that he's in. I think it sounds like the team's all supporting him. So, again, we don't have anything direct from players, and nor should we, but I suspect when this thing all comes to rest, you'll hear a number of players step on up, say, hey, we support Jamo, free Jamo. And I do think since Monday night, I get there were a lot of people, or Tuesday morning, there were a lot of people that were less than happy with Jameson Williams. But now that we've gotten more and more information, I think that the vast majority, not everybody, if you're still upset with him, be upset with him, whatever. But it does seem like the vast majority of people are a lot more understanding of his situation and what's going on here. So he may miss a game. He may miss 2 games. He may miss nothing. And right now, we're all flipping that coin and waiting for it to come down. All right, Duke Crew, what say you? And yes, tomorrow, unless there is some just breaking news or whatever that, Rodney Pete's come out of retirement, Andre Ware is now the new starting quarterback, or whoever, Moses was traded to Detroit overnight. It's just going to be about the Tennessee Titans tomorrow. I want to get back to focusing on the team and the game. So, pending any of those kind of detailed informations, or maybe aliens from Mars taking over the NFL, we're just going to talk about the Tennessee Titans versus the Detroit Lions tomorrow morning. All right, Dennis, good morning. Dan and Duke Crew, back at you. Rich, good morning, Duke Crew. Lions 34, Titans 14. Come on, Rich, let's get them down to 13. Can I get a Sheila with my morning dew? You ask, you shall receive, my friend. 1, 2, 3. Well, I got to scroll down to that part of the screen, by the way. 1, 2, 3. And yes, for anybody wondering, I have not had my morning Mountain Dew as of yet. Hardy, rather have Jamo miss the next 2 games for sure than possibly miss both Green Bay and Houston on the road. Can appeal and sit out this Sunday waiting for a ruling. That part I don't know. Like, could you self-impose? That's a fair question, Hardy. Could you self-impose sitting out, missing a game, and have that be applicable towards your suspension? Someone from the NFLPA and the NFL offices would have to answer that. I just don't know that possibility in the rule book. Big Daz, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke. Back to you. Hopefully it's an outstanding one, my friend. Hardy, is this quiet before the Blockbuster trade? It might be. I have no doubt there are a lot of teams talking to 29 different teams about potential trades. And like anything, it comes down to a bidding war. Think about it this way. It's like you're putting a player up on eBay How many people are going to push that up before the deadline, before it expires? To me, that's where a lot of these trades are going. Unless you just get an offer, you're not probably going to get superseded, or an offer you can't refuse. You're probably waiting closer and closer to the deadline, which, hey, it's only a week or so away. Clark, good morning, you wild and crazy kids! Exclamation point. Hooker time by fourth quarter Sunday? I'm hoping so. I'm hoping Rakestraw, Wingo, although Wingo's been getting some snaps, I'm hoping we're seeing a lot of those guys out there. Plus, if you only have to play really the starters for 3 quarters, that means an extra quarter rest for them before we head on over to Green Bay the following week. Dennis, good morning, by the way, to you. Hope so. Chew, free Jamo. I think you're seeing more of those shirts pop on up. And good morning, by the way. Eddie, greetings, salutations all. I heard the Lions and Titans were talking about Landry in a trade to us. There is some speculations that potentially the Titans could be trading him to Detroit, the Commanders, and 49ers. I think all of them have popped up. There could be other teams also. Laughing out loud, truth. All right, very good. Mr. Nico, good morning, coach and crew. Jamo has some maturing to do, as every young person does, with a spotlight on them and money in the bank. He must take it on the chin. He did say that, by the way. He would take it on the chin. Keep his head up and keep looking towards the ring. Yeah, I'm down with that. I think you're spot on with that, Mr. Nico. And good morning. Matty B, I'm praying we get news for a trade by Friday. Rumor is Jamo will be officially suspended Saturday due to a 5-day appeal time. Yeah, the 5-day appeal time. So it could be, it could not be. If he is going to miss a game, I think most Lions fans really are hoping the Titans game is one of them. And from there, who knows? Maybe he only misses 1 game. Maybe it's 2 games. We're going to probably know all fairly quickly here. Robert, greetings, salutations. Same to you. Big Daz, is he for sure suspended? Not as of yet. No, nothing official as of yet. But like we talked about earlier in the show, and then Matty B just had it. He does have 5 days to appeal it, and so see where it goes. Frank Tank, good morning, Duke Crew, East Side. Woo, woo, go Lions. Good morning to you too, Tank. Matty B, Big Daz, he is not officially suspended yet. That's why I said that Saturday should be the day he is. Okay, we're all waiting and seeing. Big Daz, if he is, he should. Okay. Trey, what's good, everyone? Question mark. Just over a week to go before the trade deadline, correct? I believe you are correct. I can't stand that guy. He's all right. Well, it happens, man. We don't all like everybody. So, Big Daz, choose to sit this week and play against Green Bay. Yeah. Probably a lot of people would go that way for 100%. Tori Williard, he was slamming Jameson on his show the morning the news came out. Said the team needs, man, there must be something I'm missing here from him. Yada, yada. Okay, well, I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Frank the Tank, Screw Rocked On podcast. Dan Man. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Yep. I'm just moving on from that. Go from there. Good morning, Duke Crew. Roar 2024. Go Lions. So it's a waiting game till Saturday on the suspension. If I don't know exactly the day that the 5-day window began for Jameson Williams, it could be Tuesday or whatever. I mean, so we'll just say roughly Saturday. How about that? Matty B, Trey Tippin, November 4th at noon. Okay, we'll take that, man. Frank Tank, we all need to be more like Dan Campbell. We're ready to play without Jameson Williams. We're ready to play with Jamo. Go Lions. Yeah, and hey, as a coach, man, I haven't dealt with a Jameson Williams situation, but situations very similar where you're up in the air. You just got to prepare for all situations. Like any coach, you're going to be ready for this. You're going to be ready for that. The good thing for the Lions, the team, the offense, etc., is that they had all week to prepare for both scenarios. Just like if he is going to be suspended for, let's say, the Green Bay game, you're going to have the entire week to make adjustments, so it won't be as impactful as like I thought what they did with Brian Branch being out, against was it the Cowboys? I mean, they literally didn't have any practice time left to make that adjustment. It was just on the fly Sunday, going from there. Where here they've got basically a full week to prepare. All right, Frank Williams makes this offense number 1. Without Williams, they're top 3. I'll go with that. Hopefully we're good either way this Sunday. Just say good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew! Exclamation point. What does Jamo have to choose from? So if the NFL really is coming down on him about something and potentially giving him a 2-game suspension or whatever the suspension may be, he does have the right to appeal it. So could it be that he is appealing it? Yes. I do know that, like I said earlier in the show, that the NFL Players Association had a meeting with him yesterday, and I got that information around 5 o'clock. But like I said, I'm out working. I got to come home for 5 minutes and try to just slam some food before I head up to basketball conditioning. I didn't have any time to hop on air, so it is what it is. Just Green, Sanitations Coach, give me a woo and tell me what the score will be Sunday. All right, let's start off with a. If you want to know what the score is, you know what, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow to see what Dan O'Damas has to say in the morning show. Dale, Green Sanitations, Lions rule the nation, free Jamo, woo! And we'll know more probably later this week. Frank, think no matter what happens, if Jameson Williams and Hutchinson, we still got a game on Sunday. Correct. Whatever happens with them, we're still moving forward no matter what. See, Stephanie, good morning, boys! Exclamation point at work today, so can only chime in a little bit. Hope everyone has a great day. One pride. Be safe out there, and thanks for all you do to help protect the streets. Williard, what do you got? We don't need to move on from him, but he has to mature some. He has come a long way, but he still has ways to go. Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment. You know, he's still kind of growing and maturing. But aren't we all at 22 or 23? Oh, I don't remember his exact age, but it sounds about right. Giovanni Lyons, Ric Flair. Woo, woo, woo. You want the Ric Flair woos? We'll give you a... And there you go. Frank, if you break the rules, you have to pay the consequences. Go Lions. Yes, and without knowing the full details, you know, you are quite correct. I would say that we're all just waiting to find out more information. So you're right on that, Frank. It's Joseph, free Jamo. I think we're leading the bandwagon to make that happen. Adele, my beautiful wife, wants a woo. She said, let's go Lions. Man, we are wooing it up in here today, but if she wants it, we'll give her a... And there you go. Trump's signed JJ Watt. Woo! You know, hey, if he wants to come out of retirement, I think we don't turn him down. Let's see, Papa Noel, Team Jamo, exclamation point. Good morning to all here in the Do Crew. Back at you. And see, Papa, yes, please, Mr. Trump's, get him to sign with our team. Yes, if Trump's got any kind of ability to get JJ to come out of retirement, hey, maybe he can suit up one more time. But Stephanie, it's not a ticket Tuesday. Join the Do Crew today. There you go. Maybe you can stop on by if you do 95 and 70. Maybe she'll pay you that visit and a ticket. Let's see. Frank the Tank Dan Campbell said he believes in Jameson Williams, and that's all I need to hear about it. Go Lions. No, you're spot on. You know, the coaching staff sees more and more of the players than we will ever see. They know more at a better level. It's clear to me, at least, Dan Campbell seems to support them, doesn't have an issue with them. So if he does think that and the coaching staff thinks that, then I'm going to probably ride with that. AJ Buchanan, woo-tastic morning to y'all, and hopefully you're having a good one. See, Troy, if it really was a prescribed Adderall and all of this is coming out for Jamo, it is wrong. Correct. You know, just I'm not a fan of people's personal lives being out there, but unfortunately, as we all probably get, if you're in the movie business, if you're in sports or whatever, sometimes your personal life does get revealed to a certain extent. Just, you know, I just hope the kid's okay. How about that? Dale, any news on the trade situation? I haven't heard anything new in the last, we'll say 24 hours or whatever it's been. But I'm guessing now that we're inching closer and closer and closer and closer to the trade deadline, you're going to hear more and more stuff come out. Just see, I support Brad Holmes and whoever he does with the trade. Exclamation point, and he has earned my trust. Yes, and Brad Holmes I trust. I think we all should. So I'm guessing he's going to make the best move that he feels for the Detroit Lions. Whether we all love it or hate it, we'll have to wait and see. France, good day all. Coach Dan, I tried a Mountain Dew today. Not at all like the ones back in the States. I'm trying to remember, man. I want to say you're in like Europe or over in not England. What was it? Germany, I want to say. Yeah, I've been over that way a few times, and let me tell you, in Ireland, they are terrible. I walked like 5 miles once to go get one. I had to use like something on my app to find a gas station close enough to where I was doing some training. And I was like, man, I got a little time. I'm going to hustle on over there, get one. And in Europe, they're also very similar to what I had in Ireland and whatever. And yeah, they look so bright green. They look like the stuff that, you know, the sticks that you shake, then break, you know, to glow at night. They look just like that, and they taste not ideal, I think would be a polite way to put it. Matt B, I haven't read about it, but from listening, it sounds like even prescribed meds require a stack of paperwork with the league that he may have not properly filled out or got okayed. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's where I think this ultimately is, Matty B. I think you're pretty spot on with that. From what I've heard, all that kind of stuff, it sounds like he's been on it for a long time, but he did not turn in all the stuff. And, you know, he is a kid who makes mistakes And it's unfortunate if that is the case. Josie, before I go, I have the Lions winning 32-17. I'll take that. And hopefully having a great morning, my friend Joseph. Hookadoo, if it is prescribed, wouldn't that be a lawsuit against the NFL? Man, that's beyond my pay grade to understand. But I understand your point there, Hookadoo. Frank, a lot of people talk crap about saying Dan starts. A lot of rumors. He's the most honest podcaster out there, #1 podcaster, and shows Lions Talk #1. Go Lions, go Dan. Thanks, man. I do what I can. I do love, you guys know if you watch this show every time, I've been a reporter since somewhere in the late 1980s, and I loved it to death, man. But by the early 2000s or 2010s, it's just the industry had gone through radical changes where once you can make a full-time living, like I can say this during the 90s and early 2000s, you can make a decent living. You can take care of your family being a reporter. But anybody who's my age or maybe a little bit younger, a little bit older, probably knows newspaper industry ain't what it once was, man. By 2000, I think my last full-time job in the news industry was, at the newspaper was like 2012 or 15, somewhere right around there. They were all hanging on by a thread. And even nowadays, it is what it is. I remember the Kalamazoo Gazette used to be this massive building downtown Kalamazoo. Now that building ain't even there anymore. The office they use is for like 3 people. It's how the industry changed. Did TV for a little while. Loved that too. But it's also that industry too, broadcast, television, journalism, has been shrunk exponentially just because there's so much stuff now on the internet. The internet did change that industry a ton. Joseph C. Joseph, woo! I'll go with that. Quentin, greetings, salutations, y'all. Who we getting before the trade time is up? We need another dude up front. Yes, that is the big question, I think, in the next week. Do the Lions pull that trigger? Does Brad Holmes bring that guy that's going to help push us over the top? We'll have to wait and see. Matt B, since we are 0-6 against the Titans, how about a win and not worry about the score? I'll go with that, man. Just win, baby. Get that O has got to go, I would like to say. Trump's maybe James Houston picks it up. I'm hoping so, man. I would love to be able to say, hey, James Houston's got his Superman cape back, and he's going to put up like 12 sacks this year or something like that. Frank, I got a feeling they are going to pick up somebody nobody's talking about. That might be. That would probably be very, very Brad Holmes of him. Paperback fan, good morning, Duke Crew! ! All I want for my birthday is a Vikings loss. Go Lions! You know what? We're gonna happy birthday first. We're all gonna be cheering on your birthday wish tonight. I'm guessing. Voltron Force, man. I'm hoping Houston can get back to what he was. Me too, man. Me too. Willard, Matt B. I've been telling you guys for the past 2 days that even prescribed medications need to be exempted. Correct. I think you are spot on with that. Matty B. Trump's genius. There we go. Dennis, woo! I'm going with that. Amy, good morning, Dan and the Scooby-Doo crew. Love this show! ! Dan, you're the best. Thanks for that, guys. Thank you very much. Good way to start my day. Go Lions 6-1. And Amy, I did get your message. Didn't get a chance to respond to you. Say, hope you're doing well, my friend. I'll sending you a prayer. Moonscar, good morning, Duke crew. Starting up, Coach Dan. Big matchup between our alma mater and K-Town tomorrow night. I did see that. Playoffs implications. Both teams 5-3. Probably first time before our days. Epic. Yes, yeah. It will be a big matchup indeed. And yeah, I think both towns will be rolling out for that one. Phil, who leaked the information on Jamo before it was even official? Very suspicious! ! I believe that would be Eric Woodyard with ESPN. Willard, a lot of you guys been saying the NFL is going after Jamo. Oh my gosh, hey, well, if they're going after him for suspension, that to a certain degree is accurate. Jedi Sith, what do you got? Eric Woodard of ESPN, Phil. There you go. Phil, isn't that obvious? ? All right, it may be. I'm not touching on that line, man. Trump's what makes the most sense since he cost us 0 draft capital. Let's see if we can get him. David, ESPN wants ratings. They are struggling. They are struggling a little bit, and yes, Disney is as well. Paperbags fan, gotta talk him out of retirement. Somebody get over to him. Let's send the Duke crew over there. I'm gonna give you guys his address. Oops, missed one. Matthew Green, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. Sheila likes to woo in the fresh morning dew. You know, I haven't hit you with one in a while, so. And now I have. So small. Trump's genius. He said he's not coming out of retirement. All right. Well, ain't he Debbie Downer? Dennis, it's crazy. You got doctors prescribed you Adderall, and the NFL suspends you. It could be potentially that. Again, we're speculating, but it does sound like that's the case. Trump's, he hasn't been working out for nothing, just got to offer cash. Well, let's hope, let's see, offer enough cash, maybe he'll work out. Trump's because the NFL hates the Lions. There could be a level of truth to that, more than most of us know. Michael D. Green's Sanitation's coach and Duke Cruz, Superdome, Super Bowl, one pride. Woo, woo. And good morning to you too, Trump's. They've had an issue with the Fords for years because they wouldn't give up the Thanksgiving Day game and when we weren't good. Yes, I did stories on that back in the day for different newspapers. I've done it for Lions Talk Live. You guys can all go through it and check it out. I also think there's a level of issue beyond that, in my opinion, when the Fords took away a lot of their annual advertising dollars from the NFL and used them in other areas. So I think both, for at least a while, were contributing factors with Roger Goodell. Broski, weed can be prescribed and it's still banned by the NFL. A couple of things to consider here. One, Adderall is listed in the banned substance, and two, Adderall is listed as a banned substance. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. The Olympic Committee, if you guys remember, before the Olympics, they went to court in several different cases that had implications for the Olympic athletes across the world, because so many of them do take it for health, seizure reasons, emotional, stability, stuff like that. You've seen the Adderall topic come up in a lot of different levels. The Boxing Association, MMA, I think all the major Northern American sports have also had issues with it. It is what it is. It's a tough subject for sure. 7-8 trade for Myles Garrett. Yes, I think we're all hoping that will happen. Big D, what do you got? Free Jamo? Exclamation points. Good morning, Duke Crew. 100% got Jamo's back. I'm with you on that. Phil, any news on the iffy return? None, man. None. None whatsoever as of yet. So, hopefully they don't have to do surgery. But the fact that they haven't done it yet, I'm believing he's probably close to being back. I did have the audio issue for about the first 10, 15 seconds there. Sorry. Fortunately, I caught it this time. Let's see. Bo Green, salutations. Dan Duku, back at you. Eric, go Lions roar. I'm down with that. Coach Rock, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew, the team. Yes, and hopefully you're doing well, my friend. Eric E, what do you got? Free Jamo? Everybody's behind Jamo, I think, at this point. Bo, laughing out loud, great, and salutations even. Same to you, my friend. Rocky, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. And you, Gun Guy, he will be back to help beat down the Bears. Laughing out loud, Lions won't bat an eye. I think if all he misses this week, and I have no idea if it will only be this week, but if he only misses this week, man, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Pitts, what do you got? Great salutations. Good morning, everyone. Hope all is well. 34-10 Lions. I'm down with that. Louis Dory, what do you got? Can't follow. Sound breaking up. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully it's fixed. Let's see. Trump's. We already have James Houston on the roster. Signed J.J. Watt. We'll go with that. Matty B. Houston is a garbage inferno. All right. Hopefully he can light on fire then. Let's see, Bo, do you think we'll try and acquire Keon White? I would be okay with it. I think he fits the ideal makeup of what they want out of their defensive ends from a size and athletic standpoint. Paperback fan, Lions, 45-6. I'm down with that. 3-1-3. Now that Landry is available, you think the Lions pull the trigger and maybe Simmons as a package deal? Man, wouldn't that be something? That would be real nice, I would say. Our Coach Dan could have kept that statement in-house. Yeah, Coach Campbell could have kept that statement in house. I agree with that, Ark. I agree. Derek Johnson wins. Wouldn't that be something? I hope they do broadcast that race, man. I think from a media standpoint, that is a marketing opportunity. Man Bear, good morning. Dan Aru and the Scooby-Doo crew. Same to you, Man Bear. Rocky M, Coach, I need to get on your clock with coaching. There just doesn't seem to be enough time in the day, laughing out loud, and you seem to have a dozen things going on at once. How do you do them? Man, the Mountain Dew does help, but the other part is, so I have an app on my phone, Google Calendar. Man, that thing is like religion. I set a timer on it for every hour. You got to move on to this topic, that topic, this job, that job. Without that, man, I'd be a train wreck. Moonscar, I hope that race is for after the season is over. Don't need golf blowing a hammy on that. That's probably a good thought there. Once the season's over, maybe have to be a pay-per-view event. 1 penny for each viewer or something like that. All proceeds go to charity. Johnson versus Goff, the epic showdown. Derek laughing. Yes, me too, man. Don, November 5th, please hurry up. The trade talk is getting annoying. Yeah, and I'm trying to avoid it a little bit more this week. I feel like we covered it a lot this week. So, like I said, tomorrow morning, unless there's just some sort of real breaking news, that show's just going to be about the Lions versus the Titans. Jerry, our cornerbacks did great against many. Darnold just had way too much time. I would agree with that. I think you're spot on with that, Jerry. Hope Mosley isn't too rusty, more depth. Yeah, my guess it will take a little time for him to get up to speed. Dennis, I'll take Landry. I bet you would. DM5, what is Brad waiting on? Question mark. Do you think he will pull a trade, Dan? I think he's kicking all the tires he can. It's just I think he's trying to get people to the price he wants. You guys heard the info I got on the Cleveland Browns trade. I get they don't want to give up Hendon Hooker. I understand why they don't want to give up Hendon Hooker. I also understand why they don't want to give up the 2026 second-round pick. So I think it really just comes down to small details like that. That's total speculation on my part. So take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I'm thinking. Jeremy, we are getting any updates on the trade before the deadline? I've given you all the ones I have today. Let's see, Willard, the Titans have a good defense. Actually, they're ranked number 1 in the league. Don't sleep on them. No, I agree. Hey, the Titans defense hasn't been their problem. It's been their offense and Will Levis. Will Levis has thrown a couple teams wins when really the Titans should have had wins. DM5, Don Burt, yes, get the trade deadline and this election over. Correct. Hoodskar for Landry, a 5th rounder conditional to a 4th if we won the Super Bowl, along with a 7th, and we get back their 6th and 7th. I'm down with that, man. You're talking my kind of language with give me a little something back in return. Thomas, we need a stud defensive end! Exclamation points. Other than that, I don't care. But to me, there are only 2 players worth going after, Max and Garrett. Okay, I'm down with that. Thomas, this weekend is huge! Exclamation point. Cannot take this team lightly. No, do not overlook any team. Do not in any way, shape, or form. Let's see. Michael, what do you got? All signings have to be weighted by cost. I trust Brad to make the right decision. Yeah, at this point, I get there's always going to be people that are going to question things. I mean, that's just human nature, right? But the other part is Brad Holmes has done such a solid for this organization, this team. If he thinks it's the right move, I'm going to believe it is the right move. Lion King Kong, why? Okay, I don't know what you're asking why, too, so we'll go with that. Let me know in the comment section. Bo, I wouldn't take the Titans for granted. We have only beat them once in 5 games. Correct. I'll go with that. Moonscar, Santa over Lewis, want our gifts too. Yes. We'll see if maybe she can throw us. You get a defensive end. Yeah, something like that. Willard, Will Levis is ruled out for Sunday. Okay, fair enough. Michael D. Hopkins went to bed 1-5, woke up 6-0. Lucky guy. Yeah, talk about, man, getting all your answers, all your dreams wished for. Willard, Mason Rufard is starting. Okay, thanks for that, guys. Thank you for that. JK, how scary is Titans defense? Our offense should do fine. Correct. I'm hoping so. Lions King Kong, I don't understand why you guys just don't visit Pride of Detroit Lions website, etc., to get the same news that Dan calls breaking news. It's updated daily. Fair enough, man. Hey, you can go lots of different places. It's no different in the newspaper industry. Everybody's going to eventually have the same news. It's just when you have the same news. So go with that, man. I mean, go with what you like. I don't tell you to drink Pepsi if you like Mountain Dew. So something like that, man. All right, Courtney, defense scores more than Lions offense. All right, I'll go with that. Let's see, Matty B, the Titans are a top game that we can, are a trap game that we can easily lose if we don't take it seriously. Correct. I get this sense this team is maturing and has matured a lot since last year. I could be completely wrong with that, but I do get the sense that they're probably not going to overlook too many teams. Maybe they did it a little bit last year, but I think they've also grown up a lot and learned from last year. These guys, they're not quite their peak as far as their playing abilities, but I think they're getting close to that. Ryan, too many teams are inflating the cost of players. Brad Holmes, as you know, won't pay outside of dollar store prices. Correct. I agree with that fully. Matty B, Dan, Titans are a 4-5-1 underdog. I'm going to trust you on that because that's beyond my pay grade. Bo, Titans, all of the above. All right, JK, Titans, Texans, going to be tough, roughy. There we go. Yeah, they should be a good team. DM5, Lions, King Kong, you sound a bit like a hater. It happens, man. So not everybody likes everybody. That's one thing I've learned in my 52 years. Let's see. Derek, what do you got? Hey, King Kong, why are you here then? Now, that's a great question. If you don't like it here, why are you here? And I do see in the comment section quite a bit, so you must be something about here you like. Let's see. Bo, 3 out of 13. Okay. Dimitri, what up, though, Dan and Lions fam? Exclamation points. And back at you. Lions King Kong, DM5. Oh, I forgot having an opinion means hating nowadays. No, but I mean, I have seen you maybe not be the biggest expressor, or I don't know what I want to say there. Sometimes maybe you have some raised eyebrows or whatever about being the show. If you don't like the show, that's totally fine, man. If you do like the show, you do. All I can say is I do the best I can. Hopefully that works for you. So maybe we should just say that. All right, Jason, Superdome or bust. Good to see you, my friend. Big D, Lions King Kong, you can go there yourself, my friend. Don't come here hating on us dudes. Dan does a great job for us. Miss with me all the other stuff. Okay, Big D, and thanks for that, by the way. Thank you very much. Des, yes, sir, and we'll go with that. DM5, King Kong, no, you're right. My opinion is you're a hater. Okay, there's that too, I suppose. I'll go with that. Mr. Morale, what do you got? Tarantino, that gambling suspension was garbage. Yeah, and I think I kind of think the NFL realized that policy wasn't a great one. If you're going to allow gambling, if you're going to promote gambling as a league, I understand not allowing players to bet on their own teams and stuff like that. But if I remember correctly, and don't hold me to this since it's been over a year, if Jameson Williams bet on, I want to say college games, it's hard to say we allow betting and then you don't allow betting. I don't know. But they did revisit it and change it. Whether Jamo has 5 days to notify the NFL he wants to appeal. After that, hearing will be held the fourth Tuesday. Okay. Thomas, I saw Campbell's press conference. He does not look like we're in a rush for a new defensive end. If we do something, it will be after the Titans game. Yeah, probably at this point it would be, but who knows, man? It could happen today, tomorrow, whenever. Big D, my opinion also, fair enough, and thank you. Derek, what do you got? Big D, exactly. Big D, free Jamo. I'm down with that. Coach Rock, if the D-line gets as many sacks as they are hoping to get this game, hopefully it will not persuade Bargain Bin Brad from getting a decent defensive end. Woo! Yeah, I'm thinking you're right there. Then I'm thinking Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, they're wise enough, they're experienced enough where, hey, if we go out and get 29 sacks this game, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't go get better players at that defensive end spot, because when we get into the playoffs and you face better and better teams every week in the playoffs, you're not always, your blitzes aren't going to get home. You're going to have to drop 7 guys in coverage from time to time, and you're still going to have to get pressure. Sharon Graves, what do you got? It's cool. You on it. There you go. And Graves, thank you. Hopefully having a good morning. Thomas, what do you got? As far as Jamo goes, he just has to be careful on what he's talking. Yeah, what he's taking. Exclamation point. It all comes down to checking with the league, whatever meds or vitamins you take. Correct on that, 100%. And I know I've repeated it tons of times this week. There is an agency in Detroit. There's an agency in Grand Rapids specifically designed for this. You can go to them. They will handle all those nuances so you don't have to. And that's what I would say Jameson Williams probably needs to learn from it and just say, hey, I'll go talk to them if it's a supplement or something he's taking. If it's a prescribed medication coming from his doctor, then yes, him and his representation need to handle all that paperwork and get that dealt with way ahead of time so it's not an issue again. I'd say Big D, Strobel Gracias, my friend. There you go. And hopefully you both having a great one. Courtney, my sister, a California lawyer, says there is precedent for a lawsuit against the NFL. Maybe. That's beyond me, so we'll go with her. She knows more about that. Derek, what do you got? Thumbsing up. All right, and back at you. Hit the thumbs up. Willard, that's the same thing I said 2 days ago. Better reporting, Dan. I appreciate the more detailed information. Anytime, man. Glad I can help out. I'm going to make mistakes. No doubt about it. I'm going to try to help out when possible. King Kong, what do you got? Lions King Kong, everything he says is on other websites. That's what I'm saying. If you want to hide something, put it in a book or writing. Read people. This isn't breaking news. Have a good day off to work. Hey, have a good day, my friend. We'll just leave it at that. JK, league picking on Jamo like pedos, and maybe. Derek, if it's prescribed, there should be no suspension. NFL doesn't care about players' health. That's been clear. There's probably a lot of truth to that. The NFL is a business. They're a business about them first. That's like with the concussion stuff. They knew about that for decades. Also didn't want that to affect their bottom dollar. Big D, Cruz, nailed it. I'm down with that. JK, thank you, Big D. I'll agree. Munskar, see you, JB, JR. All right. Dennis, didn't the Lions get that info from the combine about Jamo? Could be. I would think so. Yeah, I'm guessing they probably were very aware of it as far as his medications. Big D, yuppers, 100%. Thomas, as far as vitamins or medications, why is there not on every team a pamphlet stating that you can take and what you can't take? It seems like there should be. There should be, but doesn't mean there is. Byron Wood, kind of think you shouldn't pay him. Okay, yeah, don't pay him. Yeah, that might be something. Let's see, Mega Hustle. What do you got? It's always something with the NFL and Jamo. It does seem like it, doesn't it? Let's see, DM5 Adderall for ADHD could be. Yeah, Dennis. Yep. Moonscar. Jamo uses it for weight loss. Maybe. Derek, it's something to allow him to focus. That might be. Or I know other people said they take it because it helps prevent what do you call it? Seizures and stuff like that. Now, I don't know anything if Jamo has seizures. I'm just saying it does seem like it has a multitude of uses. I'd say, John, they say he doesn't have script, possibly. Maybe, and that I don't know, John, but you could be right. Willard, Jamo is in a real bad spot. Yeah, it could be, for sure. Matty B, Willard, what do you got? He is far from real bad spot. This is close to as nothing burger other than a hit in his paycheck. Maybe. I'll go with that. All right, Trump's laughing out loud. Jamo is $5 million in the bank. I'm hoping so. Hopefully he doesn't blow it all. DM5, John, now he can go to the team doc and get the script. Now, there's an idea. Trey, good morning. What's the word on Iffy? No updates I've heard as of yet. So we should know something, I would think, fairly soon. Him and then Broderick Martin also. Derek, is he? Question mark. And worse, it's 2 games suspension. I'm hoping it's just 2 games, yes. Broski, how does the song go? Question mark. I fought the law and the law won. You're not wrong. When you write the laws, you can enforce them any way you choose. Shaw, still like Jamo. I don't trust. I don't think just anyone can step in and do what he does. I agree with that. He's rare. I'd rather him be in trouble over this than in serious situation with another person. Yeah, at the end of the day, he hasn't run over anybody. He hasn't slapped anybody. He hasn't talked bad about somebody's mom or whatever. It could be he just didn't file the right paperwork or something. The non-laughers, he could have been taking Adderall since grade school. I'm not mad. Could be ADHD. It could be. And all that will be presented to the NFL and the NFLPA. Willard, I have done drug testing for the Army for a number of years. I know the procedures. There you go. And thank you for that, by the way. JK, nobody broke or fought the law. Nobody's fighting the law and winning. Trey, good morning, Duker. What's the word on Iffy? Nothing as of yet. Broski, I hope he appeals his suspension, ends up having to serve it a few weeks from now, and he misses the Thanksgiving game. That would be cool. I think for probably selfish reasons, you would want that there, my friend. All right, let's see. Willard, the drug testing. Hold on. Screen's messing up here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's try that again. All right. The drug testing is so sensitive these days. It's 100 times more sensitive than 5 years ago. I will go with that. Isn't Iffy still on IR? As far as I know, Shy is. Trump's, it's Iffy, not on Iffy. All right. Big D, I am on Adderall myself, have been for 27 years. If you have to abruptly stop your meds, it can cause depression and suicidal thoughts, at least in my experience. They should not make him stop that. Yeah, if it's something like that and that comes to light, I think, man, if you're the NFL, there's no way you can enforce that because obviously the ramifications it could have on the player. Bo, so about those Titans, will BJ dismantle them? Question mark. Woo! And yeah, I'm with you there. And tomorrow's show, like I said, unless there's some real breaking news, it's all about the Titans versus Lions. Dimitri, 40-9 Detroit. Let's go. I'm down with that. Matty B, if he can get off IR this week, he can, and maybe he will. Alan, I have Adderall and other medications for years. I have a mental issue, health issue for which my family is embarrassed and denies. Thoughts and prayers for you, Alan. Thoughts and prayers, because I know that's never easy. It does not bother me. People know of this. However, it is disgusting that I'm guessing there's more we'll get to when your next comment comes through. DM5, what's up with Broderick Martin? Question mark. Looking for him to return. Could he possibly play end? I think he could play end because he does have some speed and athleticism. And he does fit the mold, what they want out of the tackles and ends. Applying pressure, Lions will have another 40-point game. I'm down with that. Dennis, we still going to beat their butts, broski. That would be cool. I'm down with that. Alan, that the public knows he has mental issues. Yeah, and if it is, I never am a fan of personal information getting out there on the players, but it also, part of being in that position, it does happen. Bo, 45-7, new prediction, because 35-17 hasn't worked. I'm down with that. I like 45-7. Big D, I can also tell you it does not give him a physical advantage with people that have ADHD. It acts as a suppressant. There you go. Shah, broski's scared of Jamo ruining Jalen Johnson? Probably. Big Easy Sports Cards, I actually gain more and more confidence that the longer it goes, Landry becomes more and more of an option, and that wait until after the game, which inactives for Sunday. Okay, yeah, you could be spot on with that, and good call on that. Phil, I thought Houston played well enough, but there are a lot of offside penalties. Question mark. Was the last game his last dance? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, Phil, but that's a fair question, my friend. Let's see, Broski, it's probably a recently prescribed deal. Lions probably suggested he try it in an attempt to rein in his behavioral issues. Anything is possible. Brian, good morning, Dan and fans. The NFL needs to clear a lot of things up. They get the Lions every year in almost every game. Go Jamo, go Lions. I think you're right on that. Viking, Phils or Rams tonight? I'm going Rams all day, my friend. Thomas, I bet Jamo just missed one game. Let's hope so. Hope it's just this week if he misses any. Dennis, yes. Southwest, I tried the Jamo talk at this point. Who cares if damn near Sunday is a butt out there? Get ready to be Titans. Yes, and like I said earlier in the show, come tomorrow, man. Unless there's some really, really, really breaking news, it's all about the game. John, any more clickbait news, Dan? Not that I'm aware of. How about you, John? You got any? Let me know in the comments section. Justin, we are 5-1. Should be enjoying this, and instead everyone is crying about Jamo and DE. I refuse to. Yes, let's focus. Come tomorrow, like I said, Justin. Tomorrow, it's all about the game. Thomas, go Rams. Matt Stafford, do us one. Let's hope he can. One more time. Bo, rooting for the Rams. Come on, Matthew, bring it. There you go. JK, Rams are done. Possibly Vikes, tip it. There he could be. Broski, Thomas, there is a list that every player has of banned substances. It's been on the list. Also, who is Jibo? Hey, typos happen, my friend, all the time. Phil, let's move on. This drama is to distract the team. It's not even official. Correct. I'm down with that, Phil. Shot Maynard, if you feel clickbait, why bite every time? Ooh, shots fired, and that's a great point. Moonscar, I think the Vikings win this one, but we'll root for the Rams also. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Rams. Eric, Lions King, if you haven't noticed, this channel is more of a community. It's like meeting at a coffee shop. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Meeting around the coffee shop, cooler, etc. Shop in the morning, except it's Dan's basement. That's fair enough, man. Phil, be sure Dan Thomas has a clean towel. Now, that's wise wisdom there. Shot, hoping last week starts Darnold's pumpkin watch. I'm on down with that. Dennis laughing. Thomas, supposed to be Jamo. There you go. Alan, Jamo does have a legal complaint. He needs to pursue it, if not just for him, but to protect the right and privacy of others. Yeah, that's a fair point there, my friend. Josh, any trades to date? Not that I'm aware of. Thomas, smash the like. Oh, yeah, if you guys can be so kind, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. Phil, cup of Lions, Stafford to Vikings? Maybe. I know that it's being suggested by Mike Florio. Phil, too. Yeah, I figured out we were going with that. T-Bones, Head Coach, Adderall is an ADHD treatment and purchase on the black market. Might be, my friend, might be indeed. And you're correct with that. Justin, Thomas Down, don't listen to that hater. He knows who you are talking about. He is a miserable 340 shorty sitting at his computer with a frozen dinner and dirty towel wiping his fat, dirty face off. Okay, well, hey, we got it nailed down then. Shah, why do people want Cooper? Question mark. What we giving up for him? Question mark. I think you leave the offense alone. Yeah, I would be surprised if the Lions went out and got Cooper Kupp. I'm not sure where he would fit in here, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they got grand desires. Phil, as long as Stephanie lets me see her from the rear, she can put me in handcuffs. All right, fair enough. Well, I'm going to leave that between you two. JK, trade deadlines end next week. Trade moves will come next week. Fair enough. Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on with that, JK. Trim Reaper, good morning, Coach and the Duke Crew. It's going to be a good day. I'm hoping so, my friend. Shot, anything can be illegal if you have the paperwork and doctor approval. Legal, yes, correct. Josh Smith to Detroit, I'm down with that. Applying pressure, I'm trading futures in the stock market. A lot of people do. It's not what I do, but I know a lot of people do it. Most of my friends do it, and they enjoy it. Dimitri Jamo, strong, 100%. Miles Green, salutations, Coach and Crew tonight. Will the Vikings lose? Lions hangover? I'm hoping so, my friend. That's why I'm rooting. So I'll be watching and rooting for the Rams. Josh, who will Detroit trade for next week? That is the $1 million question, my friend. $1 million. Hookadoo, Broski, I bet you anything that if Caleb Williams, you would not be saying this stuff. I would agree. Miles Mario, Hookadoo, Stephanie, good morning, Duke Crew. Tonight, maybe the Lions go ahead 1.5 games or Vikes. I'm thinking so. Hookadoo, hey, Miles Margaret, what up, dude? Thomas, if Houston is still on the team after the trade deadline, I'm wondering why he needs a place to go and play. I believe he's talented. I believe he's got some talent, too. You guys have heard me talk about it a long time now. What happens? Applying pressure, Brian Branch will have another interception, maybe two. I'm hoping so. I wouldn't know. Dan, you are the man. I love your content. You keep it up, the great work. Woo! And thanks for that, man. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Phil, I hear there's a huge fast guy in Mongolia. Brad is looking at it. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure they've got people everywhere. Hookadoo. Broski, are you saying us Lions fans shouldn't have an opinion? Dennis laughing out loud. Broski, Hookadoo, I'm saying you should keep your emotions out of it. All right, fair enough. The Trim Reaper, Cooper Cup to Lions, question mark, would make us make it your okay. Selfless, a man that paints his nails is mature. What a clown. Keep that sassy boy on the Bears. All right. Miles Barker, Broski. Hey, hun, you get emotional here practically daily. Pot calling the kettle black. You are probably correct on that. See, Cooper Cup to Detroit, question mark. Offense would be unstoppable. Woo! And we'll see if it happens. I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll see. Broski, we can do either way. It's not a big deal. It sounds like 2 games at most. I'm curious and see how it plays out. We'll probably know in the next few days. Dennis, tell him Southwest. Phil, NFL owners still hate the Lions. The league will try to distract our team. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'll agree with that. Miles Meyer, oh, hun, you're just like being called, hun. Okay. Big Daz, chicka. All right. Trim Reaper, free Jamo, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to go through these fast, man. I know we're in overtime. Miles Meyer, it was a favorite word of the day. Henry Moore, good morning, Duke Crew and Coach. So just got here. What's the suspended for? Was he suspended for? Nothing. He hasn't been suspended yet. He is in the 5-day window where he can appeal things or potentially appeal things. This is not a problem. We will roar no matter what. Go Lions. I'm down with that. Alan, Arrow is a very light medication. It does not treat very sensitive mental conditions. James' condition, Jamo's condition is likely something minor like an okay. Yeah, and you probably know more about it than I do. So thank you for your wisdom. Phil, who plays if Jamo doesn't? Gosh, I don't know. We'll have to see. Moonscar list, yes. Patrick Robinson, Leaf, fill in nicely. Yeah, we'll probably have a group of people. JK, Cleef Raymond for Jamo replacement and or Gibbs, maybe. Bo, Coach, that was Boo, not Bo. There you go. My bad. Let's see. JK got. Butsky across the line, little lady. There you go. Trump Orange felon 2024. Okay. Southwest Titans are without their best wideout, and the Lions have 40 on Tennessee 10-10. Yes, Lions went 40-10. I'm down with that. Hookadoo, do you think for a minute I could care less what you talk about? All right. Think about me. Sorry about that. Dimitri, JJ Watt is too damn old. Please stop it, y'all. Dang. All right. I'll go with that. Let's say Broski, Trump's genius laughing. Trump's JJ Watt, 17 sacks in 2022. Fair enough. Chris, I hope Dan is keeping the troops built up for the Titans game because I am thinking it could be a walkthrough when half asleep. Yes, I hope we just get a real easy win. Hookadoo Broski laughing. Trumps, why are you here, King Kong? That's a good question. Good question. All right, Moonscar, a view and opinion of Lions King Kong are not the views and opinion of Donkey Kong. Fair enough. Hey, it's good to have your own opinion. Always have your own opinion. Richard, Dan, you are too nice. Most people would permanently get rid of the trolls. You know, this is my philosophy on life. You can have your own opinion. We don't always have to agree on things. All I can say, man, is on this channel, I do the best I can. It's not going to work for everybody. You guys know it. There's no way I can put something out on YouTube and everybody's going to like it. Unless it's, I don't know, a picture of a Mountain Dew or something. David, I got my Lions info here. Thanks, Dan. Anytime, man. Glad to do it, and I enjoy doing it. The Trim Reaper, Donkey Kong sucks. Mario is better. There you go. Laughing. All right, Chuck E. Cheese. Y'all got bored. Warriors trying to bully behind the screen at 7 in the morning. We'll go with that. So some of you can enjoy the show. Debating is cool, and of course, but dang, yes. That's the hard part, man, is the longer the internet's been around, there's a lot of people that do basically what you're suggesting. Broski, there you go. Chuck E. Cheese, T-Bone Lugs, because we like Coach Dan. That's why. Fair enough. Yeah, and thanks for that, guys. Bo, I want to be a Remington Raider. There you go. Let's see, Dimitri, the Lions, King Kong, and take your butt back to sleep. Fair enough. Maybe just isn't enough sleep. That's a good call, Dimitri. Josh, will Brad make a trade by Monday or next week? I would think so, because if you're going to acquire that player, you probably want them available that week. Trump, the NFL has better lawyers than your sister. That might be. Let's see, Dan, you have a Scooby-Doo anything lately? Nope, I haven't done that. Yep. Bo, happy trails, all done, dusted. See you next time, Bo. Mark JT, Jamo suspension should be treated as time already served. Now that's a thought. Previous 4 games served on the 2-game gambling offense What does the players union have to say about that? That's a great question there. Moonscar, 1 week away from Halloween show. Can't wait to see what Coach Dan has planned. Hey, you might have to have something for that. Broski, I fought the law and the law won. It happens, my friend. Great song, though. Jason, the Lions will fight the Bears O-line and the Lions will win. Correct. Dimitri, yep. Hookadoo, agreed. Jason, the Bears will be turned into a rug. Let's hope so. A bear rug. Yes, indeed. Miles Barker. And fourth, we've got your back. Thank you for that, by the way. Let's see. Southwest, the Lions are a scary team. It's almost Halloween. It is. And see if we can come with a spectacular performance here from Lions Talk Live and the Lions. Phil, if he comes back, who gets sent down? That's a good question. Trump's ban the clickbait fools. Yes, ban them all. Avery, hey, Avery. Broski, I pity the fools. Nothing wrong with pitying the fools. Phil, the union needs to protect their players better. I agree with that. Avery T, have you heard anything about a trade with the New England's Edge White? I did. I think we talked about it 2 days ago, Avery. I haven't heard anything new since then. Phil, happy trails. We'll see you, Phil. Ken Green, Sanitations, Danny, and the Duke crew. Think about this. If Dan invites us to his home every morning at 7 a.m., 7 days a week, can it really be clickbait or just today's agenda? Now, that's another point there, Ken. That's a very good point. And thank you for that. Miles Margaret, 5-1. I'm done with that. Jeremiah, when are the Lions looking to execute the trade for the Cleveland Browns, before or after the Titans game? That I don't know. I know obviously they've been in talks, it seems like, for about a week or so, roughly thereabouts. It just whenever both sides can work something out, I guess, and come to a common ground. It does sound like the hiccup is the second year, or the 2026 second round pick, and then Hendon Hooker. Lions don't want to give up Hendon Hooker. Hooker, happy trails, everyone. Oh yeah, we'll see you soon, my friend. Josh, 5-1. Phil, overtime, call Bates. There you go. Trump, TK. All right. True. A lot of drama today. It happens, man. It happens. It happens from time to time. Jeremiah, are we trading Hendon Hooker? I hope not. I like the kid. The Trim Reaper, have a great day, gang. Same to you. Scott, Dan has been good at being the first to report trade discussions that end up on other Detroit Lions podcasts. I know because I watched several, so keep up the good work, Dan. Hey, thanks for that, Scott. Thank you very much. And go Lions, 100%. Moonscar, Dan, the show's over. Why are you still here? Go home. Yeah, I'm about ready to hit the gym, my friends. Miles Barker, laughing out loud. Moonscar, Hookadoo, Moonscar, that's a funny as heck. We'll go with that. Ryan, keep up the good work. Thanks. I'll do what I can for you guys. I enjoy it, as you guys hopefully are getting the sense. So, all right, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Also, if you would be so kind, hit that thumbs up button, that like button. It helps everything out a ton. Other than that, if there is some breaking news today, I'll get it over to you whenever possible. Be kind to each other. Be a good human being. See you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody. You're still here? What are you doing here? It's over. The show's over. Go home.